let's get things started. Listening to those songs reminds me how much I really like the Chakra Red album from Project Pitchfork. It was one of those albums that was in my car for the longest time, along with like 5 other CDs when I was doing a lot of road travel, and I listened to the hell out of those 5 CDs, and that was one of them. Haven't heard them in a long time. Okay, let's get things started. Filling up the hard drives. Go. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles, episode 20. I'm your DM and host. I'm still the DM. Yep, this game I am. Then I pass it off to somebody else, I think. Marty is my name, and I'm joined by Adam and Ahmed from the Ontario crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Saturday, i.e. D&D day of the week?
Thursday, Friday, D&D, Sunday.
To be honest, I was looking forward to this. Like Friday, I was sitting down after I didn't work yesterday, so I did a lot of game prep. Around channel prep. So I uploaded all of Master of Puppets videos to YouTube, and then I uploaded I caught up on Grimstone uploads. I also launched our bot, so I'll pay $8 a month to have our scripting bot for our adventure generation, as well as our perception checks, our critical hits, our critical misses, and now also character generation, i.e. the style of Demon Watch, basically a random age, gender, race, class, and then the ability score method mixed in. So we've got that. Like, I'm sure I could expand this to something more, but for now, I think this is a generic enough way that we could be used in multiple campaigns.
So I believe it's broken because I don't know what a Syrinx is, and if I don't know what it is, it can't possibly exist.
So there are very, very small chances that some, not all, of the Pathfinder weird races are mixed in. I actually ignored a whole bunch of them because I didn't know what they were, and when I read them, I'm like, oh, some twink wanted the race of the 4 arms. Nope. Nope.
They wanted Goro.
Yeah, they wanted Goro. No, that's not going to be 1 in 200 chance of rolling up a Goro. The Syrinx are the owl people.
That sounds cool. Like, I'd play that.
Yeah.
I would, like, an owl death priest fighter type would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, Marty likes his anthropomorphics, so they are favored heavily in that. There's also a small chance of a Gestalt being generated. I think it's like 2%, and then there's a 5. No, it's 5% Gestalt, and there's a 2% chance that a template is applied. And the templates are skewed towards half fiend, half celestial, half dragon, and half fae, and then other templates. And I didn't actually roll which those templates are. I put like +1 template, a +2 template, or a +3 template.
Okay. So the most important thing in randomizers is being addressed here, and that's where you can't just normal distribute everything.
Yeah.
You can't have a linear distribution on all the rolls.
The hardest part about building this, which was also the most fun part about building it, was doing the distribution of all of the options, right? So
knowing, like, and then basically in your brain going, it's a percentage. Yep. What percentage of the world?
There are a couple of surprises in the class section. I think there's a 1 in 200 chance that an occult class is selected. Like I didn't define. I didn't add in all the occult classes. I just said this is an occult character. Pick one, right? And then there's a 1 in 200 chance a psionic class will make its way into things. So that is exactly.
I ran a campaign with a couple of. Ahmed was one of the players. 3 players, where psionics was allowed, and they made the most. So out of a group of people who didn't power game, psionics was easy mode for power gaming. It's like they instantly were power gamers, because psionics was so broken.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing stuff where it's like, hit me, hit me, hit me. I need to do the retributive power. So you would attack your friend to increase the damage on the one shit kablamo power that he had. It's like building up the rage meter. One thing I have to say is when you add psionics in, it becomes very video gamey.
Yeah.
Because things are not fantasy, right? They become video game.
Yep.
It's just mana points and power points. And...
I might be saving psionics for a really different part of the campaign. The campaign Martyverse sort of thing. There might be a particular enemy that is all psionic that you guys haven't really encountered yet, but yeah. Anyways,
do they have tentacles?
Well, yeah. Define a tentacle. Are these tentacles?
If you have extra joints, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's number of joints, really.
Right. But to a cow, these might be tentacles.
To a cow, that might be tentacles.
The Gestalt and the templates, are they independent of each other? Like, can you be Gestalt with a template, or are they?
Yep, they are independent.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there are powerful combinations that can be rolled with this, and there are also some pretty weak sauce ones. But anyways, how are you guys doing? Haven't seen you in a while, Ahmed.
Yeah, I know. A lot of work. School's ending for the kids, the online stuff. So there's a lot of homework that they had to get caught up on. Work hasn't let up, but that's good. Being part of the automation team, which is doing most of the testing now for our company, things have really ramped up, but it's good. Keep busy. It will slow down again, and I will be able to play on Thursdays.
Well, no, it's going to slow down when this happens. So I know that, and I'm going to caveat this by, we're lucky enough to be working. But here's the thing that I'm feeling, that because everyone's been working from home that can, you don't take time off, because taking time off and being stuck in your house feels really weird, which means that everyone has been saving their time off for the year for basically now the last half of the year, if I look at the calendar. And we're probably not going to take it now because we're still kind of quasi work from home, which I mean that which I suspect that everyone's going to take their time off right at the end of the year, which means that planning for the fourth quarter is going to be like hard. Or very easy. It'll just be all of December. From
all December shutdown.
Basically from Thanksgiving onwards is going to be like nobody in the office or the virtual office. I'm also in that same boat. Like, I probably am going to not take time off until I can actually do something with my time off.
They're encouraging us to take Fridays off or whatever. I'm like, no. No.
Well, so I'm rolling up into next into the I'm pretty sure this is okay. Into the next quarter, I'm down to 80% time. Supposed to be. We'll figure it out. It's how the company, and I appreciate how the company has handled this, is trying to maintain a full workforce despite the fact that there's been a work slowdown just in general. So it'd be every Friday off for a few months.
Cool. On
top of that, before this started, HR was bitching at me about how many vacation hours I had stored. And I had 2 trips planned over this chunk of time, one of them being a 2-week one to Japan. That obviously didn't happen.
Yep.
Right? So I'm taking some time off next week, a couple of days, to make HR happy and to make me happy. Nice. But I totally understand what Marty's describing, because it's going to be like, I have no idea what to do with these hours.
And I've already brought this up with like our management work. I'm like, hey, we're having we're seeing a slight slowdown now because people are getting tired. But come fourth quarter, don't expect to get much done. They're like, oh, well, we'll deal with it when we get there. I'm like, well, just remember me saying this in quarter 2.
Well, for at least the engineering groups that I'm familiar with, they all had massive productivity surges in work from home.
Yeah.
There's like a 2-week disruption for those who need like online tools.
Yep.
But once those tools got put in place, everybody's productivity surged, because you start working when you would get up before, like, because you don't have to put as much effort into your daily routine.
I roll out of bed. Marty, why don't you always have your camera off? Why do you have your camera off? Because I just roll out of bed and I start working. You don't need to see how disheveled my beard is.
Right. I don't need to comb my beard or whatever. Right? My lack of beard.
You're right, guys. Here you go. Oh, turn it off. It's staying on, baby.
Oh, well, but then, like for me, I would work, and I still am doing this by accident. I work until when I would actually drive, like when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
So normally my workday would end at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then I would commute home for an hour and a half. Instead, I'm working till 6:30, not 6:30, 7 o'clock, which would be when I would get home from the commute.
Like, because and then your lunches are probably like the lunch you just had right now, which is you cram something in your face sitting at the computer.
Before the timer started, and then the timer started, and I ate and had dessert before the stream started. Yeah. No, so I've been having some really weird dreams. I'm not certain what triggered them, but I've been dreaming about playing guitar.
I miss you too, buddy.
That too. Specifically playing guitar. Like doing tremolo practice.
Yeah.
Like not even like playing songs, but like basics. How to do bends, how to do tremolo, how to scales, chords, chord configurations, shifting up and down the neck. My guitar, so my Les Paul is in Saskatchewan. It's been there in storage for a while. My old acoustic I lent to someone, so one of my cousins has it. And then my Fender I lent to someone, and that story ends up with they couldn't make rent, so they sold my guitar. I don't talk to them anymore.
Can we still find those people alive, or are they?
I no comment. I understand couldn't make rent, but I'd rather you come. Yo, I need help with rent, because then I would give you the $200 instead of you selling the significantly more valued guitar for the $200.
So this is your brain killing off those brain cells of when you did play the guitar. Like,
well, either
you'll never have these dreams again. Congratulations, we're all getting older now. Everyone dies.
Yeah, maybe, but I've convinced myself that I'm going to pick up a new acoustic. So I've decided already. I need to figure out what I'm going to get, and I'm going to just go pick up an acoustic. And I won't be doing like the heavy metal shred stuff that I used to do. I'm just going to play some rhythmic-y, old man-y bullshit, some like Pink Floyd and stuff, and just feel old. I don't know, feel nostalgic. That's what I want to do. I want to do it real bad. 2 years ago, same thing happened. I have a piano that I played for 6 months and that I haven't touched since. It's just sitting there. My wife is like, "How come you're not playing the piano?" It's like, well, I learned. I'm not dreaming of a piano. I'm dreaming of a guitar.
And then video game.
You are a bartender. You got the guitar, the piano up sideways.
Right, a strong man with piano. I play it on my head.
Additionally, I've been doing some explosive training recently, and it's been feeling great. Like I've been throwing kettlebells.
I don't know why that's so funny. Yes, I do. All right, moving on.
Hold on, someone's at the door. Hold on.
Okay. Why do we do a recap? What happened last game?
I understand why. I see what I'm sorry.
I feel bad for laughing, Ahmed. Don't make me laugh like that.
It's all good. He's all good.
Whoa, what's this villain point redeem thing in chat?
Oh, okay. So I set up a way for channel points to be spent. And it looks like somebody's already, before we get to that housekeeping, somebody's already spending time.
I have a lot of channel points. I can donate them to people, by the way.
Okay, I can also reject it. So I'm going to reject this one so that unless you're actually saying a villain point to break out of jail. Yeah, I'm gonna mark this as complete. So I can actually reject and give them back, or I can mark as complete.
That's cool.
Cool. So here is the way that we're going to spend channel points. If you click on your little channel point thing, you see the options. And let me go through them. For 500 channel points, you can give someone a PC, an immediate +2 to a roll, or a +2 to AC versus an attack. We'll call that fortune. It goes to a particular character, and it has to be spent and adjudicated before the next person's turn. The next thing is a fortune point to a player. you could give 1,000 for 1,000 channel points, give a fortune point to one of the players that they can then spend on any of their PCs at their leisure during the session. It's kind of like a mini hero point. The next two are hero points immediate spend, or hero points. Adam, here, have a hero point for your characters, and you can spend it at your leisure throughout the game. I don't know if the values are right, so I may tweak the values over time. So there's both hero point immediate and hero point for the player. Immediate means for the characters involved. There is a villain point, which is the opposite of the hero point, and somebody's saying +8 escape artist check. That's exactly how it should be used. There, we know the limits of hero points, and you're giving a +8 on a roll.
Yeah, it's being spent before the roll.
Yep. And then a boon to the party is a big one. And this one is a little bit more loosey-goosey. This could be a level-appropriate magic item, a timely, consumable, a bit of information that they're missing, some sort of boon. And this is like 10,000 channel points. And I understand that some of the regulars like have about 20,000 channel points. So like this is a rare once-in-a-while thing. We still have DM points. Fortune's +2 to any roll.
Cool. Now, there's a few. See, this is one of those things where the players didn't see the thing before the stream, so I have questions. So the ones labeled player, I'm assuming are ones that Ahmed and I could also purchase.
No, those are the ones that go to the player. Those are points. You could spend them at the end till the end of the session.
Yeah, I don't think we can.
Okay.
Whereas the immediate go to a specific character for a particular role that's going on, right?
I get you.
And then the villain point is on opponents. So this is who does it impact?
Yes.
With all of these, the player gets to decide how it's spent. So it's like I'm going to spend a fortune on the player, and here you go, Adam. All right, so Adam's got a hero point. No, a fortune point. Sorry,
a fortune point, a +2.
So I need to now open a spreadsheet to track this stuff. Sorry, I didn't get to the housekeeping. You guys jumped ahead.
The thing happened.
I know. We're gonna try it out.
What the fuck? People are spending 0 points in chat and official notifications pop up.
Marty was busy yesterday. Marty was busy.
Hey, randomly.
Fuck it, he's trying to kill us.
If you were paying attention in Discord, then I gave everyone a heads up there. So
I wasn't. I'm bad.
There we go. All right, I've covered my ass.
I played RE2 Remake, and it's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
So I'm going to call these DM points and channel points. Because we're also playing a different convention with DM points, and this is the DM points are mechanism between us, I think I'm just going to cut the stream out of the DM points. Let them play with channel points, and we'll keep the DM points for the DMs to impact the story. Yeah. And I think that is a clean division. And if you guys, there's a feedback section in our Discord as well. If anything that we're doing, you see wanted to do differently, or have feedback about channel points, if they're too expensive, they're too cheap, then...
So far it looks like Blaze and Randomly are having fun.
Okay, good. So I need to do some housekeeping to keep track of this shit, so... I built it, but I didn't build a tracker. So I'm going to call this DM and channel points. This is in our OneNote for the campaign. And then I'm going to keep track of DM points, fortune, which are just like minor boons kind of thing.
So that's a +2. Is it before or after the roll?
Before.
Before? Okay.
If you're spending it beforehand, then it's... You get the...
No, you're thinking heroes.
I'm associating with what I know best.
All right, so Adam's got a fortune point that he can spend. The fortune point only lasts for the night. I will
spend it.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if I can spend. So I'm going to do a test. What should I do?
I know I can, or at least it's giving me the options to spend.
Yeah, so
well.
should players be able to buy their own
no.
hero points?
No, it's not fair to some people who can't be online. I've got a huge bank of points.
Yeah.
If Ahmed, you're not playing, should Ahmed be allowed to buy hero
100%.
Okay.
So we should be able to go to the Titans gift campaign and fuck with them.
Yes. See,
when I stop having evening meetings on Tuesdays,
yeah,
I will go mess with them.
Yep.
That is a life goal, is to go mess with them.
Rick falls in your toe. Have fun limping for a week.
What would be better if you came and cameoed, but whatever.
Well, that's another thing I could do. Yeah. Well, especially now. Actually, now that it's all online, that actually is like a very realistic thing to do.
Yeah.
Before it was, clunky.
Let me know beforehand so you just don't show up in the VC. And I have to deal with your ass. Right.
Oh,
All right.
I'm a demon.
Housekeeping. I think that's it. We'll see how it works, and feedback in Discord. Okay, I will do a recap of what happened last game. It was called Pins and Needles. Sonny and Dugenschmirf visit Granomir to learn about the strange doll, which was seen on the cart with the missing eye. This line of investigation leads them to the horrors of Delilah's House of Dolls.
Oh, this place is horrible. Oh my god, it's the worst.
In captivity, Delilah reveals that a demon had possessed her for over 80 years, and that she was hired, or her and the demon, were hired to set up a trap when the party arrived. Capra discovers an invisible, aberrant flying eye construct spying on the party. And I think we left off in the rat pub, as the party was the Dead Rat pub in the Rat Den, whereas the party was talking to Delilah and actually deciding what their next move was going to be. Okay, and
as we said before,
looks like Ahmed, you also
we're going after the Jade Stone thing.
Ahmed?
Yep.
Cool. All right, I also switched maps. There's two campaign files, like the one where we're doing all the adventures got so big, so I need to switch between the two. But I thought it was important going back to the Dead Rat pub, because I totally forgot that I knew there were prisoners, I forgot who they were. So the other prisoners that are in that are in your little prison is Azrael the Sanctioned Wizard, has been sitting there for quite some time. And then there's a thief that you guys captured that you recognize as part of the original band of thieves that tried to steal Cog and Slake episode 1 when their caravan was rolling past the Steel Rose Mill. This guy you found later on, I think through one of Adam's adventures, he was setting up the deal for the other Cog body piece, like the torso. Remember the train robbery episode, Ahmed?
Yeah.
This guy was either the guy giving the quest or the guy getting the quest. I forget. I think he was giving the quest.
He was off to go pay a guy. Right? He was hiring a wizard.
Drakester.
Hey, Drake.
That's crazy, man. Thanks for the tier 2 sub. Much appreciated.
Tier 2 now.
Tier 2. Yes. Drakester, that's too much, man. I think I put some of the fancier emotes back into the subs, so those that are subs should see some of the updated emotes instead of through cheering. I figured the subs probably deserve it more, so there should be some of the nicer dragon emotes.
Well, especially since we're using the stream points for cooler things.
Yep. So we covered that in housekeeping. Drake, if you didn't catch, we're using some channel points to give fortune points, hero points, and then villains and boons to the party. Feel free to explore that. Let me know if you have any questions, and then feedback in Discord, please. Okay, so yeah, you do have other prisoners. I don't know if you were interacting with them, but I thought that was... Congrats, man.
Oh, congratulations, dude.
Do we need to call you Bachelor Drakester now? Is that...
I think Dr. Drake.
Dr. Drake.
Even if it's not Dr. Drake, I'm pretty sure it's Dr. Drake now.
I think Dr. Drake is probably the good one. Dr. Drake. It's going to fucking
Dr.
rig to
Drake,
it.
man.
It's
Sorry.
it's the alliteration that kind of is funky there. All right. Oh yeah. So here are the other prisoners that are in your rat den. I don't know if you had talked to any of them, but you have stuck Delilah in one of the cells between Azrael and one of this rogue.
Yeah, let's go talk to. Yeah, who do we want to talk to? We put Delilah in there. I feel bad putting Delilah in there, but for at least a little bit until she recovers.
Where are you going? It's like sitting there. He stops Capra before he goes by.
Well, we don't even know the other guy's name.
What guy?
The one who carried you in a box? Someone try to steal you when you were a box?
Yeah. Let me know if you need any bones broken.
I don't think so. Hey, you can come along, or maybe. Oh,
If he talks smart, I'll break his jaw, he says loud enough for everybody.
Is anybody smart over here? You, Delilah, you just take a nap. So
I see the remote threat from Slake. He's not very good at it, but 20 intimidate is pretty good.
Yeah.
What the? You know, the guy kind of he woke up. He was sleeping on his little mat. Delilah is sleeping, and Azrael has come running to the bars to see what's going on. You can see that he has behind his hand a stick, like a little twig or something like that. I don't know if he made it out of like the straw mat he's been sleeping on, or he just found it, and he's been writing in probably his own excrement sigils on the wall.
Are you trying to make a spell book out of your poo?
No. He shows you both of his hands. You're not sure. Oh, that's where he stuck the stick. He's clenching it between his cheeks.
Huh. We'll discuss that later. You just hold that pose.
Who's the elf lady? She looks rather rough. Did you do that to her? Is it magic?
No.
Is she cursed?
Yes.
She's cursed. What sort of curse?
A demon. Demon curse.
Oh, lovely. Azrael, you're in a cell with demons.
I think we broke.
It's wonderful.
I think he's done.
He goes over the wall and he continues dipping a little stick in the drain, and he's trying to recreate a spell book.
He's just a mercenary. Hey, you.
It's just like magic ink. It came from a magical creature, so therefore it's magic ink.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's how it works.
Okay, then.
How I'm getting out of here.
I thought I had to have some sort of value, but what do I know? Hey, you.
What?
Do you know anything? Like,
The fuck? Why am I in here?
because you tried to steal something, and we are wondering who's involved in the stealing of the thing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Everybody's got their reasons.
It's south of the wall. Anything not nailed down gets stolen.
Yeah, well, that's not very nice.
You're a fucking gang. Tell me you're not taking things from people?
Only people who are doing bad things.
Yeah, right. Only the bad ones.
Yeah. We're a watch. thinks we're retarded. IQ 70.
You're lucky. You're damn fey. With all of your special, lordly, peaceful way bullshit.
Yep.
No one wants to. You turn invisible as easy as a man pulls on pants.
Capper looks down at his hairy goat legs. Don't like pants.
Yeah, well, I don't like invisible things.
Capper agrees. Yeah.
You gonna let me out of here?
So we need to know who gives you jobs. So you were trying to hire a guy, a wizard guy, to go do a thing with the train. And when you hired him to go do the thing with the train, who was telling you to hire him? And I don't mean the Hobbit, because that we already know. But the...
Are you fucking kidding me? I've been in here for months. Now you're gonna start asking me questions?
Hey, is that my How much is gonna be here? Let's see. Calendar Capper's gonna go. He's like, oh, fuck.
so main downtime. Let's just have a look here. So the adventure you're on is happening in the first month, after the first month of summer, and then the adventure before that were the ones in the wilderness, and then the one before that was the train heist. So yeah, it was the end of spring. It was the 17th week of, or 5-day block of spring, and it's now the 7th 5-day block of summer. So he's been in here for 35, 40, 45 days, give or take. Same as the wizard. The wizard's been in here for a bit longer, for like about 10 days longer. So he's been in here for about 50 days.
All right. Hey, team meeting. Hold that thought. Team meeting. Team meeting.
What is it, Capra?
Team meeting. You know that guy? He's been here for like a long time.
Oh crap, we've got prisoners. Hey, where the hell is Cog?
Right here.
Oh, there he is. There, invisible.
He's mechanical. He just blends in with the furniture. It's like, that's a lamp.
So, hey, Amadeus.
What are we gonna do, Buck?
Well, here's the question. For the crime in this district of trying to rob persons, what is the penalty, I guess? Because he was trying to conspiracy to rob bits of something, right? It's like, so that's what he was caught doing. So how long should he be in the pokey for that?
Yeah, we don't need to codify these things, says Dugan.
Allegedly.
We don't need to codify these things. They're just marinating until they're just right.
Well, so is he marinated? I think he's marinated because we already know who paid him. So what are we?
Right, so we've got to concentrate on the problem at hand, and that's finding where this statue thing is from. Because I remember Mark saying Dugan wanted to figure out.
Yeah, Dugan wants to. I was going through the. Yeah.
And then we'll deal with the prisoners.
Well, no. Think about it this way. We have 3 cells.
Right.
And they're all filled.
Right.
So if we find somebody who needs a place to sleep.
And there's a few bedrooms back there that we could just lock the door.
I think what he's saying is we don't need them
I
anymore.
think that the thief Guy, we don't even know his fucking name. Get rid of him. Just kick him in the ass and send him on his way. The wizard guy's going nuts. He's playing his own crew.
Thief guy stays there until he tells us what we want to know.
What do you want to know?
Who was selling us? And he, like, Slake looks at Cog and he says,
All right. Well, let's go ask him a question.
You're not going to like how I ask the questions.
Well, just hold on,
Let's
everybody.
just
Let's just ask the question. Like
We
normal.
can't keep him here forever.
Hey,
Right.
hey. Decide.
Yeah.
I mean, Kev.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you just wait until he's sleeping and then go inside his mind, then we wake him up and ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. But we gotta wait till he's sleeping, so let's do it later.
Yeah, we're gonna just wait till he falls asleep.
Or you can shoot him in the ass.
Yeah, or I could just sprinkle him with some sleepy dust and put it in his food and make him fall asleep and then wake him up.
Look, there's a lot of ways of going about this. I'm fine with whatever you take.
Well, that's nice of you, Kev.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Capra?
Yeah.
You can hear Dee Dee flutters beside
straightens his
you.
hair out. Yes, right. Kevin's like,
And this is also, I believe, the end of that other day.
Yeah,
So
the,
it would,
the day, well, you had gone earlier in the morning to...
And then we lit the thing on fire, and then...
Oh, yeah,
we came back.
all the stuff. So, yeah, this is the evening.
Yeah.
This is
So
the...
it'd be like, I'd say it's no earlier than 3. It's probably like 5.
Yeah, yeah, it's about dinner bell at of this day. Capra, what are we gonna do with him afterwards? I don't want to kill him.
It depends. So that guy, he's just like a thief guy, so we tell him that he was bad and send him on his way. We tell him with others. I mean, unless we're doing something else, like brand him or something, give him a tattoo that we could check to see if we'd like, if you're doing like, how the old druids used to do bear control, where they would just put a little mark in the ear when they catch a bear in the wrong spot, and they'd send it on its way, and if it came back again with the same notch, then you do pest control on it. Like,
Right.
if the relocate doesn't work...
You ask him questions, you get the answers that you want, but there's one more use for him, says Dugan Schmerf.
Huh?
He's part of a group of thieves.
Yeah?
As much as we're the cocks of the walk in this neighborhood, we don't know much about the other gangs.
Yeah.
So when we do let him go, and decide to let him go because we're nice neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
We follow him and see where he ends up.
Yeah.
If he doesn't know something, then probably the people he's going to go run and tattletale to do.
Yeah. But if that's the case, then we can't keep him too long, otherwise he's just going to go try to eat.
Right, he's going to go eat, he's going to go sleep, he's going to go whoring and drinking, or whatever his vices are. But then he's going to go and tattletale.
Yeah, but how much whoring and drinking do you want to watch before he goes?
I don't have a problem watching, participating.
I mean, humans, they're sometimes fun to watch. Dee Dee giggles.
I just imagine Dee Dee. And here we have 2 humans in their natural habitat. The meeting ritual has begun.
Just doing their voices for them. Playing that game where you do the voice, where there's like 2 people interacting and you're doing their voices.
And you're just in your head, you're just like, you're making conversation for them.
Oh, that's funny.
Alright, so, yeah. Now, that means that we probably want to sort out this problem and then release him into the wild. Back into his habitat.
Yeah.
So what we should do first, though...
So you hear that, Slake? No killing.
Okay, so let's get some information, and then we could give him extra food to be like, you were a good boy, you gave us information.
and then he'll be not like emancipated and all like sickly when he leaves, so he's less likely to go like recuperate somewhere, but actually go back to like the gang.
Oh, here, let me borrow that. I was eating that. You can get some more. He's shaking off all sorts of dust into the rice pudding that's inside there. She stirs it up a little bit. Here you go. We've got a little bit of a charm and a little bit of a sleep.
It is interesting how pixie dust is really Sylvan dander.
Hey! Enough of that over there. That dander.
Yeah.
You put on a clean shirt that isn't white, and like 5 minutes later, there's little crusty things all over it. You humans are gross.
You don't know.
Fair enough. I don't have a character that would make a stripper joke, but that there's one in there somewhere. Everything's glittery.
Dee Dee, here you go. The guy.
Just a bowl of food slides in.
Yeah. He looks around and takes it, and he's eating the pudding with his hand. Let's give him a couple saving throws.
Rogues, known for their will saves.
Why is that capital D? Oh.
Does he know something's up?
I think these were like rogue 2s. Will save +1. He's got a 16. I believe DD's DC is 17. Might be 18. He did 17. Okay, so he settles into his bunk. He's awake, but he's got a smile on his face. This is dopey smile on his face that isn't an expression you've seen him make. He's not falling asleep. He's like, shit.
Capra's going to pull out the pan flute, and he's just going to cast sleep on him. Fuck this.
Okay.
You don't have to be subtle.
He's looking at you while he's finishing up the rest of the pudding.
Sleep. If that doesn't work, we're going to go Yo Delilah. Sleep. Hit him with a sleep axe.
He gets a 15 on his save.
Alright, suck your ass over here.
I got this. Poof.
He's asleep.
There's a sleep arrow that's flying at him. Oh!
DC 15. 15 wasn't high enough.
He falls asleep. Okay.
Yeah, the DC's like
Kevin Nett.
Kevin, come read this guy's mind.
Azrael's coming to the edge. He's looking at what's going on. Oh,
yeah, spells are happening.
It's exciting.
Kevin just focuses on him for a sec and.
Do you have a spell book that I could borrow? Oh, yes, Capra.
So Capra's sleep spell has a DC 19.
Oh.
Nice.
He saw a spell. Do you have a spell book I could borrow? I seem to have misplaced mine.
Oh. You know what?
It's been an awfully long time since I've prepared my spells. I would like to get a few of them all stuck up in there, you know.
So, we didn't see a familiar, so do you have like a stick or a ring or a circlet, or how does your magic stuff work? Or maybe you had a familiar, but you don't have it with you.
Let's see.
2
is familiar. No. He looks worried for a moment.
Hold that thought. We'll figure out you in a second here. Enjoy the show.
I had a ring.
What did it do?
It It was my arcane bond. It
Huh.
had a little A on it. It was made of silver.
Kev might actually have that. Kev has his clothes, didn't he?
Because
Because if it was a non-magical ring, because
Yep.
it'd be non-magical for anybody else,
Yep,
Kev might still have his ring.
maybe. Or you just dumped it in with all the treasure that you guys
Or
have.
that
And
pond
just
that's
fucking-
over at Granimir's or somewhere.
Yep.
Kev,
I'm looking.
mind on the.
I've got a ring of the ram.
Stop it. Detect his thoughts. Read his mind. Use your hobo ways.
He really wants a drink.
Did you know
Yeah, well-
hobos read minds?
he auto fails because he's sleeping.
Okay. So you easily slip into his mind, and it's a magical sleep. Yeah, his mind's just drifting. Like it's kind of swirling around. It's nothing coherent.
Hey,
You can wake him up. Wake him up and ask him now.
Capra's going to pull out his adventurer's 10-foot pole that Dee Dee gave him.
Nice with the. It still has the.
And-
It still has the ribbons on it.
And he's going to poke him. He's just going to like stick it in his ear. So wiggle it.
No, no. What the? Oh shit! And he actually
you-
said both in his head and out loud.
so who are you planning on selling the constructs to?
Huh?
This is one of those like, Marty, I would like.
I'm going to hand over the DM pen.
All right, I'm pretty certain it was a. Oh, look at the 17-millimeter wrench. That
Nice.
is no other use on the planet aside
Yeah,
from this.
I didn't actually plan this plot thread, so somebody else can.
Yep. So I sketched this out as a concept. Here, let me go to the DM coordination plot threads.
Why do I ask the questions?
Yeah.
Okay, he failed his charm person on Dee Dee. So for the next, I think, 5 minutes, he's under a charm person spell, maybe 10. Let me check the
Oh,
duration.
so he's really friendly.
Mm.
All right,
Charm
so-
person for 10 minutes. Oh, charm monster for 10 minutes. Holy
Oh,
crap.
mhm. Well, it would be like they're fairies, so they have to be able to use on each other.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, who are you? Hi. First off, what's your name?
Gregor.
Hi, Gregor. I'm the nice one of this bunch.
You are nice. A sight for sore eyes, I suppose.
Yeah. So, who are you working for?
Black Hilt.
Uh-huh. And who are they?
Low-level gang of thieves.
Just checking
Not
out.
quite low level. Low enough.
Or is this checking out at him when I'm reading his mind?
He's not lying to Dee Dee.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he
Kev
said
nods.
low-level gang of thieves to Dee Dee.
Yep.
In his mind, he thought not low-level. Like he doesn't view the thieves that he was working with as low-level.
Okay.
In his mind, he's thinking more intermediate.
Kev's got a
Uh-huh.
little notepad like, okay,
So,
intermediate.
what do you know about the construct guys?
Wizards like their toys,
Yeah,
and they're very valuable. This guy doesn't like constructs in general. Like his thought of the constructs is that there's an aberrant machine. He doesn't view them as people. He
Okay,
doesn't care about them.
who
his thoughts?
hired you? You know, this is in the beginning of spring to attack a caravan in front of the Steel Rose Mill, and then you guys fucked up. And do you remember that? Do you remember getting eaten by your own lizard? I mean, do you remember things going wrong?
It wasn't our lizard. It was their lizard.
Right. That's right. Sorry, I got confused there. It was pretty funny. That's what we. Anyways, yeah. So who hired you to do that?
Do you want the rumors?
Mm,
Truth is, the job came through an intermediary.
all right. Who's the intermediary?
You familiar with the hairy toes?
Nope.
What is he thinking about, hairy toes?
Are these the goblins?
Those are the goblins who think they're halflings.
Wow.
Oh yeah, those guys.
They're the one. Their leader brokered the deal.
Oh yeah. What was his name again?
His name is. Give me a second. I'm apparently a numbnuts. I don't have
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot. Yes.
Me and Lightfoot gave you the job?
Whatever the fuck they call him.
Yeah. He's a good chap.
He's thinking fucking delusional goblins. Like, he's like.
Uh-huh. Okay, so does this have anything to do with the Belichicks?
Belichick's one of the buyers. We don't mess with the Belichicks. He's lying. You shouldn't mess with the Belichicks.
Yeah, too late.
So what's he lying about? He doesn't.
It does have to do with the Belichicks, but he's telling Dee Dee not to. Basically, he's trying to suggest Dee Dee not mess with the Belichicks. Like, he's trying to.
Yeah, that's pretty late. We're pretty late on that one. We killed their dwarf.
That was.
We've been trying to get back.
Rumor has it he loved that dwarf. As in, he he's thinking. In his mind, he is thinking that the relationship between that human and that dwarf was closer than any relationship should be between a human and a dwarf. That's what he's thinking. Whether or not that's true is a different statement. He has disdain.
Okay.
We're not. He wasn't the buyer that we were bringing it to. That's what I know.
Oh, so the Belichicks are sometimes the buyers of the construct people, but this time it wasn't.
Well, I guess technically you could call them a buyer, because that's who we were stealing from.
You were stealing from the Belichicks?
I wouldn't say those words out loud. Yes.
Okay, so the Belichicks were the buyers or the sellers?
That I don't know. All I know is I don't know anything. But Belichicks wouldn't that whole mess.
Yeah.
Belichick's a part of it.
Okay.
And they weren't the part that we were. we had somebody somewhere had a different buyer lined up, and they were ready to go to war. So ask the goblin.
So they've got rivals.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's at least 9 seats at the table.
Oh, you mean the syndicate? This is an internal syndicate thing where they all squabble together. Who's the better syndicate? No, I'm more evil. No, I stole more stuff.
Above my pay grade. Yeah, just like that. He is enamored with Dewdrop. It might be magically influenced. He's quite enamored with Dewdrop.
Okay.
In terms of what you're detecting in his thoughts.
So you've been helpful. Are the Black Hilt associated with any of the syndicate families? Like, are you sponsored? Is that how it goes? Who's your nanny? Your nanny family is what? Who's your nanny?
All right, let's quickly go over to the archive. No, it's world building, the syndicate. And the Belichicks are Tandatin, correct?
I have no idea. The Tandatin is a separate family.
Oh, Tandatin is a separate channel. Well, Belichick is like the first name of the guy, right? Or is that his last name? Can't remember.
Give me a second. Let's check the world building syndicate families. This is neat because I actually can't name the syndicate families without looking at this sheet.
Right, I'm doing the same thing. So it might be Zerial. Here, or
oh right, was Belichick a dude or a family?
That's the thing. Was it his first name or his last name? I thought it was his last name.
Oh, his token is somewhere. Let me see if I can find his token.
Yeah. His token used to be on this map.
His name is Zagan Belichick. So Belichicks are a family name.
All right.
They are not listed in that sheet, so we should add them somewhere.
They should be one of these.
Yeah.
And I think we should. Because there's, see the Avernus or the Felagos both have similar spellings to the like the names in line with those that are phonetic.
Yeah, we've got Tandatin listed, Dune and Lutrenic. Dune and Lutrenic from the Master of Puppets side stories, but the Belichicks definitely need to be in there.
Yes. So I am going to spend a DM point.
Okay.
The Black Hilt is a they are and what's the word for? They're not sponsored. They are like pledges, but not that word. They're on the road like to being made. What is the word for the
almost like a associate?
It'd be like associate. They are working. They're building their relations with one of these families.
Okay.
And if I was going to do one off the cuff, I would probably be looking at like a Latrunic or Mammon. So it'd be Latrunic or Tandatin, but I'll let Mark. I'd like Mark to pick because he's the one who built this up, right? I'd like him to slot that where it fits
we'll
best.
say the Black Hilt rogues are associated with one of the families. They are rivals, however.
A rival
with
family
Belichick.
with whatever the Belichick family is.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Oh, okay. And where's your kip? Your safe house? Your hangout? Your cave? Your rogue den?
Ask him about his treasure.
Your headquarters? Your guild hall? I'm running out of synonyms.
Mass murder secret handshake.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Although he has to touch me for that, so I don't know if I want to do that.
Not certain. He's lying.
What does he see when he?
So he's thinking it might have moved.
Okay, that's too bad. says Dee Dee. She glances at Kev. She's giving you signals. She's trying to send you signals. We'll just go with Dugan's plan.
Repeat what you just said.
Dugan's plan. She actually says, we'll just go talk to Dugan later.
You wouldn't happen to have any more pudding?
Yeah, I think I saw a pecan pie. I could go grab you a slice if you'd like. I'd like some pecan pie.
I was about to do the exact same thing.
Okay. Dee's gonna go and take half the pie before others eat that. Hey, I was going to eat that, says Amadeus, and she's handing out pie to the three. She puts out a little plate for Delilah, who's still sleeping off, 80 years of demonic possession.
Yeah. I mean, it's only right for us to integrate her back into society a little bit in terms of like.
Give me the stick. Oh, it's right here. It's kazoo this time. Weird.
Kazoo, hey, it's the right material.
All right, good stuff. Dee Dee's happy with the outcome. She turns invisible. Come on, guys, let's leave him alone.
Yeah. Enjoy your pie.
You gave the pie to the prisoners? Says someone else.
It was a little sweet. It was hurting my teeth.
Right, enough about pies. Where are we going to go next? We need to find out where that other statue is and spring that trap so that we've got no traps coming up our butt when we go after the eyeball.
Kevin's got a second to shine here.
Because the last thing we wanted was a bunch of demonic dollies riding on those horrible monks with whatever this next trap is while we're fighting the Beholder thing.
Remember the halfling leader? He was the guy that hired them to steal your boxes.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, the goblins are all confused.
Yeah, their leader.
All confuse them. No, they're more like middlemen, Slake. They're more like if you were a mercenary and you go talk to a guy who arranges all the jobs.
And there's a black hilt too. He said they're lower level, but they're not.
I'm tired of this. Eventually you're going to point me in the direction of somebody to go smash.
Yeah. So, there's a big eyeball thing, and it needs some smashing. And then there's the other eyeball thing, and it needs some smashing. And then there's a man with one big eyeball and one little eyeball, and he needs some smashing too.
Right. All right,
Kind of
everyone.
like Amadeus, but like more googly.
Everyone get a rest. I would suggest you stay here in the rat den, however, given that we're being spied upon. We don't want anyone, attacking us when we're split up. All right, everyone have a good night. I'm going to bed. Dugan flies off to the master bedroom where he sleeps in the huge gargantuan bed. You hear the door locking. That's human song. Yeah. It's an impromptu.
Human song.
Agony's like, fairies. he goes to find some.
Well, so I just imagine Agony was eating a bowl of rice pudding, The rice pudding gets taken away. He goes to cut himself a piece of pie. He comes and he warms it up. He sits down to eat the piece of pie. He gets one bite in, and the piece of pie disappears. And now they're singing in the corner of the room.
So tomorrow we should be also, after we find the stone dog thing, then we need to chase the eyeball to find the big eyeball.
Kev, what room do you take?
Let's see. Kev's gonna take.
Speaking of blending in, one of the rat pinchers was still in bed. I didn't notice that token forever. Like I just blending in there with this. Like what? Oh no, he's gone. He's long gone.
We are Arcany.
Yeah, Kev's gonna take. He's gonna take this room. He's gonna push all 3 beds together.
Okay.
He's gonna push them all. Get that table out of the way. He's gonna push them all together. Just like sleep sideways across the three.
Right.
It's life.
Okay, there's only a 1 in 100 chance there's a random encounter tonight. Nope. The night passes. Early morning comes. People begin to stir. They start gathering again in the Dead Rat pub.
Sleeping on the breast.
Amadeus is preparing some eggs.
There were no Adam. There were no like he didn't see any like hand signals or hand signs from the thief when he mentioned like his
No, he wasn't thinking so much about. So what you caught a flash of was like a cellar, some sort of business's cellar area. It didn't have enough, like in his brain, he wasn't concentrating on it hard enough to get like which business was it. Maybe with a really good knowledge local, you could refine the memory. You're muted.
No, sorry. 1d20 plus knowledge local. 15.
It's the cellar or the bottom floor of a building.
Got it. Thank you. They're gonna try.
We're gonna say that evening, Slake and Cog had a conversation, given that they're up all the time. Or unless Cog, are you trying to continue to?
I'm gonna make that drink of his.
Are you gonna try to reverie? Last game, I think we had a spell cast on you where you had a reverie. Oh yeah, remember when you dreamt about the beholder eye tyrants?
Yeah.
So you've been trying to sleep. I don't know if this night you've been trying to. Okay, so you kind of enter a meditative stance. It's not quite elven reverie, but it's pretty close given meditation. You're kind of sifting through old memories and kind of drifting a little bit, and you think about things that were bothering you throughout the day, and you just generally try to clear your mind at certain points. Hey, Slick goes over. He's not as trained as you are. This is the middle of the night. He slams down a set of cards on the table. We're gonna play war.
For another night, then. All right. How do you play this game?
The higher card wins. Lots of battles. You're trying to win the entire deck. It's one of those games that goes on forever.
It just does not end. Did we perfect his drink?
You've been working on it. You could give me a craft.
I would like to spend
alchemy.
some time working on it, actually.
Yep.
What I'm going to be doing is taking fruits and fermenting the hell out of them, and then adding them to alcohol and a bit of acid.
Okay, so you're making alcohol acid. All right. Probably the
but
stronger the
very,
better.
very flavor. Very,
Got
very
it.
strong flavor. Crafting alchemy.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Wow, for fuck's sakes. 20?
20. Yeah, he's trying a version of it. He's like, yeah, I could feel the acid. It's not bad. Doesn't do anything though.
Let's get past the first step.
Yeah, but it's your
We
turn.
get you
Come on.
Queen.
You win that one. So I've been thinking. We've been gathering these body parts, and you got that extra elven gem, right?
Yes.
So we should shit or get off the pot.
Do we have enough parts?
No, but Wither's getting you to re-roll the 2.
All right, Wither. Thanks, sir. And plus the 18.
Nice.
28.
It's actually pretty good. You got the burning down the throat right.
Good. Next spot's gonna be.
I'm pretty sure if I drank this for a long time, I corrode from the inside. It's definitely, if you drop anything else into the liquid, it bubbles a little bit, and there's a bit of like mist that rolls off of it. It also cleans up the metal pretty good.
All right, we're along the right path then.
Yeah. What are you gonna call it? Construct Brew? Iron Breath? The Rusty Knuckle?
Iron Gut.
Iron Gut. I like it. So you need to shit or get off the pot.
I don't know enough about doing this sort of thing myself.
No, I mean, you intend on putting that gem in one of yous?
Yes.
Or do you intend on sending the elven soul off to the afterlife?
I think my brother or sister here will.
Give me a knowledge religion, Cog.
Long character sheets. All right, there we go.
If you don't have knowledge religion, another knowledge.
Of course. Odron does not. I gotta get my dose of 1s and 2s in there all day.
All day, every day.
Okay. Yeah, Slake's got a point. I mean, at least I can move around and take my frustrations out on things.
Somewhat.
If I was stuck in a gem, I would be so mad.
Weather
And then
King,
I would be mad about being stuck in a gem.
Wither Kings, give me another reroll. 11. Thank you. Yeah, I know Wither. It's 11. A little better than a 1. An 8.
You don't know what the reason was, but there is a reason why elves did this during the war.
Was it perhaps to make sure? I do not remember exactly why, but there was a reason we did this.
Did what?
We protected our souls with these gems.
Wait a second. I thought some wizard stuck you in a gem. Now you're telling me you did it to yourselves? His hand
Yes,
goes slamming
on
into the
the-
table.
on the battlefield.
Go
I don't
on.
remember. I don't remember why. Yeah,
You elves are weird.
no, there's a reason for everything that we've done, but I do not recall why we did this. These are quite expensive.
Drinks from his iron gut. Well, you're here, and there's another one of you in that gem.
Yes,
As much as I don't like magic, I can only imagine the hell of being stuck in there.
and you don't actually remember much. I kind of just remember waking up like this. But you're right. If I had a choice and knowing what I know, I would will to help my other brothers and sisters and freeing them from their captured state.
It sounds like somebody fucked up then.
Looks
You know,
like
losing
also
wars is a good way to get all your shit fucked up.
no, we lost. That's for sure. Yes.
Yeah, and all the plans that all those elves had was interrupted by probably losing the war.
What would be wise of me to find out what they had planned? I was not very high up in the ranks.
No
I
kidding.
was close to the front lines, but I mean, if we were to travel back to where our old fortresses were, our homes, I might be able to track down why we did this.
It feels like my people were less stubborn than yours, if you can imagine that.
An elf doesn't make it sound like he's stubborn, but trust me, he's...
No one's telling me any stories about dwarves going to war with the Imperium, which means we probably lost the war against them a long time ago, or threw our lot in with them. Hey, you want us to build some shit over here for you and mine that crap? Sure.
Do I remember anything about the dwarves being part of the...
The dwarves were not part of your war. The dwarves were not part of your struggle. In fact,
I don't even know where the hell it came from.
yeah, knowledge history or an int check.
Knowledge planes?
Sure.
Right on. Oh yeah, nat 20.
The dwarves came with the Imperium. They were not indigenous to this world or had not settled on this world in large numbers.
Actually, it's like your people did not come here, but you were not here originally. You came through the Imperium. I don't remember fighting dwarves.
With your nat 20, you actually think the Imperium helped the dwarves in a war against the orcs. You don't know the specific names of the worlds of the empires involved, but you think that dwarves have... There's probably a whole group of dwarves that have assimilated somewhat into the Imperium.
From what I gather, from what I remember, from the information that we had gathered, the Imperium was a strong ally to the dwarves against an orcish war.
You don't see many of them around here.
No, but at some point the dwarves integrated quite well with the Imperium and came along. But I do not remember fighting.
Yeah, well, if this is their idea of assimilation, they can go fuck themselves.
We said the same thing 100 and so years ago.
Well, let's bring this war back then. Take out a few wizards.
I do not disagree at all. I think the ones that have done this are quite mad. Imaginative, but mad.
The real point is you didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this.
No, they probably just saw us as tools. Hosts, nothing more. I wonder if they've done this with humans. Oh, it's just the ones that they thought of less important.
Well, it's too bad you can't talk to the thing inside.
Knowledge Arcana. Oh, I don't have that crap.
Knowledge Arcana, yeah. You could also roll a craft clockwork if you'd like.
I'm a dummy. Craft clockwork. Ooh. Sure. 26.
You've got a perfectly operational body.
What are the parts that we have?
You have a torso, a winding device that Dee Dee found when you absconded with the torso.
Yeah, torso, winding device. We have an arm.
You have your spare arm. You also have, if you look at your treasure sheet,
yeah.
If you scroll down, there are 2 dwarf golem arms, aka limjack prosthetics, and we have 2 dwarf golem arms, half limjack prosthetics. So we do have 2 arms that are limjack prosthetics that might be able to be jury rigged into.
Oh, I'm taking the torso and putting 4 arms on it. Why are we gonna do this?
If that's the thing you want to do.
But now.
No, we've got a full set sitting right across from the table from me. And he kicks your chair. Your chair kind of boom goes flying back. I don't know how it works, but couldn't you just take your fumbly gem thing out and stick the other one in?
If I was to do that, then I would cease to fuck.
Don't tell the wizards I thought of that, or I'll have to take some of their teeth.
You're brilliant.
No, I've just been thinking about it for some time.
And
I don't have a gem. In fact, I still got some of my original bits, so it's not going to work like that for me. But there's a shiny thing inside you. It's just machinery, isn't it?
Yes.
So like they took out my heart and stuck another one in. I guess I could have a replacement heart if this one failed.
Knowledge. I don't know who the fuck to talk to about this, but what Cog is thinking is, wouldn't there be cool to just have like a device that you can just switch the gems?
I don't know if you don't mind sharing your form with a completely different personality.
Depends what skills and class that personality is.
So, Cog, you're thinking.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're thinking that while you have the skills to do that change through your clockwork ability, you don't know actually what this does. Like you're not training any magic. Like, do you kill yourself by removing your gem, or is it just like I could take my gem out and put it back in? Or is there some sort of magical ceremony or cost that needs to happen with this transformation?
What's the skills of craft golem?
Additionally, just as a thing, just because you took it out and put something in doesn't mean they're going to take it out and put yours back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you don't mind sharing your body with a completely
you don't know if they want to share, right? Yeah.
Is your gem an item slot? Yeah, it's probably a very special item slot for the body. The control slot for the.
Cool. What would be cool is the gem is on a timer. The thing is on a timer, and if it ever gets opened so that the creature can look at it, like the person wants to look at it, it automatically switches.
Yeah, there's all sorts of complex devices.
Like a 10 round. We gotta switch to the next guy.
Well, we could always just tie you down. I know a guy who likes ropes.
Speaking of which, he's quite dangerous. If he ever
Did you
loses,
see the thing that came out of his mouth? He's got a fucking snake in his throat.
Just as a thought, no, but anybody else can have it. You can take the arms and legs off and then swap it, so you can have a conversation. Because they come off. Right? You can just take the arms and legs off, then do the swap to see what the person is, have a conversation, and then swap back. Like,
we need a head, right? Like the
We
gems
need
in your
something
chest,
like that.
right? Too bad it wasn't in the head. Hey, what are we doing about the things in our head? You know the weird thing that was vibrating?
I'm not sure. Oh, I mean, we could try to get them out.
I've never
Yours-
heard of what's that stone called? Pea stone?
Yeah, we wrote it somewhere down here.
Peace stone.
Yeah, it's a pea stone.
It's actually Q stone. If you want to call it
Peace stone. Nope, it's peace stone now.
Pea stone.
It's peace stone that you peed on. It's peace stone now.
We could probably... I've never heard of that metal, which means it's probably fucking rare. And if it's rare, then we could probably track more of it down. You know, damn it,
Same
it's fucking
spell.
magic! You got me doing it. See, that is the fucking bane of magic. You get one drink into somebody, and all of a sudden they're dreaming of leprechauns, and how they're gonna get showered in gold.
Well, I will think of it then. What if we use the same spell that Sunny had used
Yeah.
to find something, the metal?
I swear, I'm gonna break so many magic things.
Not of mine.
Oh,
The others that we find that we deem useless.
no, Slake. We could use the horrible wizard artifact. Oh.
Oh, it's your turn.
Yeah, fucking two.
Ha! And I will magically pull out a 3.
Damn it! Fucking my luck. That's how you play war. It's pretty simple. You could play it at home too.
War is a classic card game. It's the gateway drug into tactical card games. It's one where it's just here's numbers.
Well, I was looking for a deck of cards. I'm pretty sure I could play war while we're having this conversation. But
Well, you guys can play War now. It's the D13.
Yeah.
Like that's each card is
right.
D13.
D13. There we go. Yeah.
And if you want, it's a D4. If you want to get a full like we can simulate a full deck with a D4 and a D13 to get the suit, and then right now you're playing without jokers.
And again.
Right. Oh, we got a chain war going on here. Fuck things. Yeah, you're lucky.
Oh, look at that. A queen again. It's like the 6th queen.
Fucking
wait a minute.
Of course, you take out my jack while this is going on. Damn it! I know what is. Your side's got a slake.
Oh, I'll give you this one.
Oh fuck!
That's good. Ah, the jack comes in.
It's like just loses at war. It's just fucking fairies played with this deck before. I know. All right. There's a good conversation. You guys play cards. It looks like Cog ends up winning war for the 3rd night in a row. The party begins to wake up. All the squishy sleepers all start preparing, and they have to eat. It's like this whole thing that you have to wait around for them to get their stuff together. And
Oh yeah, I crank myself. I crank myself. Basically, I put the thing, like I notch it into the wall.
Yep.
And stick my back into it and start doing cartwheels.
Sleep just watches. He doesn't have to do any of that stuff.
Screw you.
Yep. He does go play in the coals a little bit, though.
So
Let's find a jade beastie. I wonder what it does.
Sunny?
Evil curse. Evil cursing. No.
Sunny,
First we. Yes.
did you prepare your spells today?
I did prepare my spells today.
Did you make the Mr. mistake again?
No, I did not make the mystery mistake again.
Okay, so you prepared detect magic?
Yes, I prepared detect magic.
Okay, just checking.
Morning, guys.
Thank you.
Morning. I was over in the-
Oh, locate objects, please.
Hmm.
You get to play Diviner today. You're a Diviner.
So we settled on taking that circle of intelligence for the.
Yeah, there was a decision of you're going to take one item out of Delilah's stack and then give her her gear back.
The hex doll is not hers; it's Sunny's,
Okay.
and that's not part of the conversation.
Yep,
So-
that's fine. All right, so yeah, move the hex doll to your sheet.
It's on my sheet. I just put it out there just so that it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, I've nicked it off the party treasure.
Cool.
So it really comes down to, it sounds like the Ring of Protection +2 or the Headband of Vast Intelligence +2 perception.
Yeah.
One is slightly more valuable than the other, although the Ring of Protection could be used, like the party
More
could
readily.
use it more readily.
Yeah. So, Sunny, I think, is the only int-based caster. That would give him one more wizard spell and +1 on his wizard DCs. He's primarily a wisdom caster, so he has no intention of getting a powerful int circlet. He needs a wisdom item. So he's not super up on, like, he normally the wizard would be like, I need this thing, but this is not that scenario.
Okay, well,
So,
I think we just give it to Sunny anyways.
okay. Cool.
I will paste it onto your sheet.
Okay, and I will add the extra second circle spell.
Yeah.
That's the
And then
important part.
max out your perception if it isn't already.
It already is.
Okay.
Because Druid sees things.
Fox is saying about how many channel points he has. His access to villain points may be unhealthy to the party.
That's all right. Eventually, don't worry, it'll go spending crazy and then it'll all sort of balance out. It's fine.
All right. So, Fox, are you going to spend a villain point to have a revenant or some sort of undead, like you suggested earlier, out of the body that Slake has stooshed away?
That'd be kind of cool.
If so, I'm going to go put it under plot threads and just kind of leave that dangling for someone else.
Oh god,
That's cool.
All right, Wither's given a hero point. Those are the two hero points that were rolled for the rerolls. Okay, good. Okay, Fox has spent a villain point. So into the DM coordination, I'm going to put campaign. No, where is it? We had a plot threads sheet. Do we know where that went?
It's in the DM coordination,
Got it.
and it's called plot thread. There's plot threads.
All right, so dwarf body. This was of Zagan's cohort.
The old dwarf body trick, eh?
It is open. It affects really Slake or the party. And then on this map, wherever that dwarf's body is, I don't know if we erased it or not.
Slake offending undead has to be one of the most ironic, funniest things to ever happen, because an ethereal undead is going to be such a problem until we find ghost salt or something that.
All right, so there's some sort of undead waiting for waiting for Slake in the area where he was stashed.
Well, we're currently avoiding the sewers because there's an evil doll trying to murder us.
Yep. This could be an adventure or an encounter for one of the other DMs. Thanks for setting that up. Cool.
All right. I have prepared my spells, although I would suspect that we would be trying to talk our way into finding this particular item, or the origination of this item.
Right, so we should ask around then for to see if
any of those hobos know how to make the thing. Probably, or a craftsman or a jeweler or something, a sculptor. But we should probably assume that whoever made it probably is going to try to kill us. Because the last two things we found, they tried to kill us. I mean, the jeweler person didn't try to kill us right away. They kind of tried to sort of kill us through deceit and trickery. And then the demon doll thing, that thing tried to kill us.
right. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third time, well, you just can't get fooled a third time.
You can't fool me again.
Right.
That is the best fucking George Bush quote. It's my favorite Bush quote. Just saying that the fucking up of that line is my favorite thing on the planet. Just in terms of you're never gonna fool me again. Fuck. Anyways.
Good times.
Right. So what's our plan? We're gonna just go ask around for stone wolves, or a jade carver, or
I would start with a expert red jade carver. That is a particularly rare material. Do we have any red jade?
I don't think the party owns any. No.
Because we have a mineral detection rod.
You have a bag full of jade pieces that that Coven of One had sold you. It's not red jade, but they're all green jade pieces. They're random sizes. You guys had guessed it was approximately worth
It was like 3,000 or something.
3,000 gold.
It was something like that. It was on that order.
4,000 gold pieces, bag of jade pieces. So we'll say that a few of them are red jade.
Okay. Let's use the rod of mineral detection. Put the red jade piece in mineral detection rod.
Okay.
And then we're going to pretend like the red jade has a different chemical makeup in Fantasyland.
All right. You stick the red jade in. Well, there's got to be something in there to give it a slightly different pigment.
Yep. And it's a rod of mineral detection. I think you can use it just like an unlimited amount. Like, I don't think there's just a limitation on it. Each operation requires a full round action, and it detects within 30 feet. Okay. We test it. Does it point at the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. We put the bag in an extra-dimensional space.
Sunny can give me a... Is Sunny the one testing this?
Yes.
Give me a knowledge... a spellcraft.
Okay. Is this to identify a spell, or is this a generic spellcraft check?
This is to identify a property of the item that you're playing with.
Okay. I think there was a way to expand it. At 18.
Give it to Desaad. He just uses it.
Okay. Yeah, you're not sure how to expand it with an 18.
Give me that. What the hell is this thing? How does this fucking thing work?
There's a command word.
Yeah. It's probably something like
It's Sikh in some
Fine.
esoteric
Fine,
human
Michael.
language.
find
Yeah,
my jingle.
you manage to make it work, and you detect red jade in the bag.
Yeah. I can find it there.
There is no, like, you guys remember Azrael flying around on a
And
hippogriff
pinging with it.
and pinging in large, like, swaths of several hundred feet or more.
I wonder how he did that. Hey,
How who did what?
I need a word with the wizard.
Where are you going? It's just like Slate comes in. Azrael's like, ah! He hops back into his bed, and Gregor also kind of curls up in the corner, both of them are afraid. It's like he crosses his arms, just stares at them.
You, Mr. Wizard,
Me?
how do you make this do the big ping?
You pick me for Wizard Ball? And he goes up to you and goes to the...
How do you make it do the big one?
I'm really good at Wizard Ball. It's because I'm fast.
How do you make the rod make the big magic?
Hey, you've got the rod. I used to have it. They lent it to me, you know, because I am a sanctioned wizard. Didn't you know that? Didn't you know?
So I've heard. Now,
Do you have a spell book that I can borrow? I seem to have misplaced mine, and while my theories of wizards being magical creatures, they have... My recent alchemy has disappointed me.
Sonny is going to inspect his scribblings.
He's been trying to piece together a spell book with his own excrement.
Well, that works for certain magical beasts. The use of excrement.
Yes.
Your excrement is not magical.
Maybe if I get a hold of some of that elf's blood. He's like, hey.
I have no blood.
There's the elf in the neighboring. There's a witch in the neighboring cell.
Come here, sweetie. I just need a drop of your blood or two. It won't hurt much. Stop that. Oh.
Thank you. The
Careful.
rod, how do you make it do a large searching zone?
Iron golem thoughts are lethal.
They are.
Yes. So as one wizard to another, I suggest that we wizard barter. It's like bartering, except between wizards.
I will trade you magical ink.
Oh, and I could put it in the excrement, and we could spread it around.
You could. But you need to tell me how to make this search over a large area.
Yes. You need to know a spell.
Which spell?
You need to combine it. Its activation. If you activate the rod directly, you will do it wrong.
Do you have to...
As part of the locate object spell, you use the rod as a component.
I find you most frustrating as a wizard. If you were casting that spell, you should have wrote it in your spell book. You were using a scroll, weren't you?
It's not my item. I don't normally cast the spell.
It's just... You had a scroll and you did not write it in your book, you cast it instead.
I did not have time. I had to search for the constructs. It appears I found them. Although this is not exactly what I had in mind. I'm not going to get paid, you know. They're going to want the rod back.
All right, let's just check to see that. I'm going to check open close.
Yeah, it extends the if you cast a locate object, it extends the use of the rod to the radius of the locate object.
Cool.
Which I don't know if you could replicate mineral detection with locate object. I think you need to see specific items.
It's not of a type. It's
that's
a
right.
thing, right?
So this expands your locate object spell to look for like types of material, which is insane.
Yeah, so a door, a chest, a window, a box. If anything resists activity, such as a bar or a lock, the spell fails. Perfect. We are going to give him enough magical ink to pen a cantrip.
You're just pouring it into his hand? Or are you giving him a glass vial?
I'll give him a little vial. He has a little piece of glass too.
What'd you give him? Nothing. Nothing.
A small amount of magic.
He puts it in his mouth. Nothing.
It'll allow him to prepare and potentially cast a very minor spell. In his current state, I assume it would be a detect magic. Or a read magic would be more traditional for a wizard. Usually they're able to prepare a read magic without a book.
Tell him I'll break his fingers. He does anything funny.
My friend here will break your fingers if you do anything funny. All right, I think he understood.
Yeah.
Don't worry, once we're done with Gregor, we will figure out what we're doing with you.
Wait, what? When we're done with me, you're gonna let me go, right? Hey, come on, old man. You lived a long life. I'm not your age yet. I got lots of living left to do.
I believe I'm 2.
Yeah, like 2 for an elf or something. Those wizard years? No, seriously, let me out of here.
Hold that thought. You'll be out of here shortly.
He sits back down, and when you close up the area, what you don't notice is that Gregor, I'll just take this, takes a hairpin from Delilah Hex.
He's escaping. That's okay. He can escape. Because he's not even worth going out and getting. I mean, we just won't. But we'll find that location. Okay, so Sonny knows how to extend the range. And he gave the guy. It was 12.5 gold pieces worth of magic ink.
Okay. What now?
So I think we're gonna try to go to a district. Like we're gonna do we're gonna go to the Hobgoblin area because we're guessing that is so it'd be the foreigner market. I believe is where the Hobgoblins are.
Yep.
And we're going to look for somebody who crafts or sells red jade.
Okay, you're going to ask around, or are you going to start using locate object to like find sources of red jade?
I think we're going to ask around first, and if asking around fails, then we will try to source stuff. Well, because it's rather expensive to be like second circle spell to and then you find like I don't know pawn shop that has one thing in the back.
I'm just going to save this map, switch campaigns, and then you guys can tally together your diplomacy checks to gather info.
Okay.
Ooh, the flood can do something about that. I'm not serious.
Capra auto aids, Sunny.
I believe DD auto aids.
Auto aids.
Is there any time to get a circlet of persuasion crafted by any chance?
I think that's outside of the cost of what your current markets can.
You can't go buy one.
I cannot,
Dee Dee,
no.
however, can build these things. She is of significant.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
So a Dee Dee crafted circlet of
2250. I don't have 2250.
Yeah, it's 2250. It would take her 5 days to craft. She might be able to fast craft with some of Cog's help.
Yeah, I can give her the crafter's
which would
fortune.
be 2.5 days, but she's on an adventure with you guys, so she's not.
I'll make those things later, Desad.
Just gonna give her a very nice like bucket for her to work in, and then close it.
I sense the Oberon. I sense
out, it's
for
done.
those who've watched Legends. I sense the Oberon syndrome. No, Oberon, you're not allowed to come adventure with us. Get back into your lab and build more magic.
So the deal with Dee Dee is going to be, you can dress us however you want,
Right.
as
I'll
long
work
as
it, I don't care.
actual things that we need to do.
You guys are going to be in a
Crazy my hair?
hodgepodge of like different colored stuff.
The prettiest.
I don't care if the vest has little fairy wings on the back and a tiara. It's fine.
Funny.
The bee pattern on the like a kilt.
Yeah, I could create those. I've got plans. Like, for everyone who gets cold at night, I think we're going to turn those little steel rose pins, you know, the ones that Dugan got us. We're going to turn those into things that will keep you warm.
Mm.
I think I could make a bunch of those. We just need money. It's always about money.
Much of the world is about money.
Yeah.
1 sec, I'm about to pull my son's tooth out.
I do this on stream.
Please, no, don't do it on stream, Ahmed. Don't do it on stream. Ahmed. Not on stream, man.
Go away from the camera. I, as a farm boy, or whatever you want to call it, or a psycho, I had one tooth come out while I was eating, and it cut my throat. Like it made inside my mouth bleed, and it hurt a lot. So at that point, the second a tooth wiggled, I'd basically grab it and like yank it out, and then it would bleed like crazy. But it seemed normal. Yeah, but it was just, it happened once. It cut me. I didn't like it. From that point forward, the second if you wiggle, I'm gonna tear you out. How dare you wiggle?
Mine fell when I was like playing in the driveway. I don't remember with what, but I was near the rhubarb plant, and then it fell out, and I was like confused and showed my mother. I'm like, something fell out of my mouth, and it made a sound against the pavement.
Adam, roll for me. I'm just tying his tooth. I can't actually pull it out, so I'm gonna tie it. It's plus 19 or something ridiculous.
Go do
family doctor.
Yeah.
37 plus
Okay.
some AIDS for you.
So in the foreign market, where there are a high density of hobgoblins in Foundry Live, there are other shops that are run by non-hobgoblins as well. You do find that red jade is quite common, and in fact, there's like more common than you would have believed.
Yep. Well,
It's just a rare version of jade, but jade being a semi-precious stone, it's all over the fucking place. And you actually find a jade market, which is kind of like a street with 6 or so families of hobgoblins and others that do carve jade, and people exchange jade here for other things. So you do find a localized area where there is jade.
Yeah. This is what we were suspecting and slightly worrying about. Once, like, let's cast a spell.
Yeah. So yeah, you do find some craftsmen that are crafting things out of jade. You find little runic tokens. These might just be of well, actually, you don't know what they are. You can see this young hobgoblin male standing outside of a place, and he's exchanged a few coins and a few jade pieces, and you can see a craftsman that is just happens to be a goblin etching something in this totem, this runic piece.
Okay. We're gonna basically go to that, but we're gonna walk up to him.
Okay. There's a goblin craftsman. Wait your turn, says the young man. You could just smell the gym sock kind of sweat coming off of him, and like raging hormones kind of thing. Like he's got a lot of
He's at that time that
yeah,
he's at that age.
yeah.
All right.
He leers with his crooked hobgoblin teeth that that he cowed the human into into waiting for him. Here you go, it's done, says little goblin. Yeah, that's good. He slips the little necklace on and sticks it over top of his leather jerkin. He sticks at his chest with pride and goes wandering off. The goblin scrambles and pulls the money across the table and, can I help you, human?
I am looking for someone who specializes in stone wolf totems from Red Jade.
Stone wolf, red jade. Yeah, I can make.
Do you know who specializes in that sort of thing? Magical ones.
Magic jade. No one here makes magic, but we make things for people who put magic on them. Really, really picky customer.
He says.
Do you know who that customer is?
How big?
It would have been a small one. He gives the basic dimensions. About this fit in the size of your hand, fit in the palm of your hand, give or take. He pulls out the actual hex doll of himself and gives it the size relative to the hex doll, because that would be a good. It's a bit about yay big compared to this doll.
Oh, he looks nervous all of a sudden.
I understand that a particular wizard with a particular eye might have informed of in discussing this.
You wait here. I go get my father.
Perfect.
He kind of closes up quickly. He locks the little drawer where he stuffed all the money, and he disappears into a very densely packed shanty apartment almost. You can hear some talking, and eventually a much older goblin comes out. He actually has to be led out. Do you speak goblin?
I speak many languages. Not goblin.
Stone wolf. Yes, my father make a pair of stone wolves. Red jade, about as big as that. My father put enchantment on them.
What does the enchantment do?
It summon stone wolf.
Interesting.
We know not where it went. We give tithe to the night sheriff, to the menace. We pay. We pay with stone wolves.
You gave them the pair?
Yes.
What's the biggest piece of jade that we have in our bag of jade?
It's probably worth like a percentage, like 40 gold pieces kind of thing.
Would it be big enough for them to do as a carving, used for carving, that sort of thing?
Yeah, probably for something small.
Okay. Or give them a big piece of something that could be used for a base material for them to craft a thing.
Okay, so 3,940. So you give him, 40 gold pieces worth of jade.
Yeah. Do you know where this menace? We could find this menace.
Menace gang. Menace run this neighborhood. They prowl neighborhood after dark. Anyone fair game after dark. The night sheriff prowls.
Do you know where the night sheriff sleeps in the day?
No, don't mess with Night Sheriff. Current Night Sheriff, really bad. Yes, but we know where they sell some items that they get.
Where do they sell them?
Lots of magic they bring to the shaman.
Shaman?
Shaman's Cave, over on 4th Street.
Thank you.
Sometimes magic things that they no want or no not know how to make work end up there.
Do you guys make arrowheads? Or like, you know, that's what
Yeah, I can make jade arrowheads. Not common in these parts, says my father.
I'll take one. Like one arrow with the.
You have problems with jungle spirits?
I got problems with all sorts of spirits, and if I need to tell them to go fuck off, then I need the right tools. If you make tools, then I want the tools.
Yeah, we can make arrowheads for you. Slow, but I know how.
In some of the older books, there used to be like DR Jade was a thing. I like a handful of jade arrows. I don't know how much they are.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up. Let's see if there's a thing.
I believe it was I know they were like the Rokugan book might have it, and then I think the Oriental Adventures book has that information. We'll see if it's been updated to Pathfinder.
Well, jade arrow is not a thing. I wonder if jade is a special material. It isn't. No. I'm just gonna grab a book off my shelf. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, no, in the Rokugan books, and as well as the 3.5, or actually I think it's 3.0 books for Sholong and
yeah, it's the 3rd edition OA book.
Yeah,
which is unfortunately named, but let me see if.
Because I remember Oni, I believe, had DR Jade.
Yeah, they had like jade resistance, didn't they?
Yeah. And then it's one of those things of, or was it a thing that comes from like Chinese lore that I just ported into the system is the question.
Okay, it's not an OA. Let me check to see if it's in Legend of the Five Rings Rokugan. Because I suspect that was a style thing. Magic items, maybe? If not, then we'll make it the same value as cold iron.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's a chance that I might have. This was something that I basically like created on the fly when we were running through the adventure.
Could be.
Mhm.
I do remember seeing some monster with jade resistance.
Right. This is where I like, because remember there was a jade dagger and jade arrows were the things.
Jade has a lot of entries in here. 59 in the appendix.
Perfect. Not insane. I am not insane.
No, and it's pointing me to the weapon and armor section. Turn on scan mode. Cost for a palanquin. That's funny. You know what? It's probably in here, but it's not popping out at me. So yeah, we'll just make it a cold iron for now, and we'll keep on going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Cold iron. Belay crystal. Darkwood. I think they have it under iron, cold, just because they want to give me hemorrhoids. It's double the normal. So it's like 2 silver pieces or something like that.
Okay, he'll sell you 10 jade arrows now.
Okay, I will buy all 10.
He has to go to some of the other stalls, and he barters with them, and there seems to be some sort of communal arrangement between all of the jade merchants that are in this alley.
Cool. They've got like a guild or a proto guild.
And they the old goblin did suggest that problems with jungle spirits, like this is hinting to Capra that jade might actually be useful in the same way that silver, cold iron, and other metals are.
If it's used to hunt the Oogie Boogie, I don't like the Oogie Boogie. I will take it. I will bring all the tools.
Yeah, there we go. Ah, sweet. We went right to the source and we got a lead. Are we going to this?
Yes.
Are we going to this this shaman's cave? Sounds horrible.
Of course. And Capra will spend the gold piece for the 10 arrows.
Luck bonus on arrow crafting. Sure. You can, given that there was a hero point that was spent, you've got another merchant coming forward, almost like you triggered a bunch of the other merchants. Like, hey, do you
All
want
the
some
arrow
jade
boys
arrows?
are coming to the.
Yeah, there are 2 full quivers of jade arrows that are being offered to you.
For 4 gold pieces, I'll take them. I don't know what I'll do with them. At a minimum, they're arrows. I shoot them at people's faces. Like, sure.
It's your calling card. They seem really happy to get rid of these things.
Maybe there's not a lot of them demons around.
I double the price of a normal arrow. I'll pay 4 gold pieces for the.
Okay.
One
One of them also calls you forward, and they open up a case, and they show you 3 arrows in the case. They are jade tip, but there are all sorts of runes about these arrows.
Okay, what do these ones do? Hey,
We're supposed to be.
shut up! What do these ones do?
Let me just figure out the cost. It is the plus on the item divided by 50. Okay. That would be 2, 4 divided by 50.
Does the jade market become a merchant, or is it just a?
Yeah, I think the jade market sounds pretty cool. Divide by 50. There's a price tag of 640 gold pieces per arrow.
Holy shit!
What do they do?
This one Jade merchant says, these are demon hunting arrows.
What have you heard?
They effectively are describing +1 Bane, Evil Outsider, Holy arrows that are jade tipped.
Oh my god.
Capra's like, toys!
Oh my god.
They're 640 gold pieces a piece. They'll throw in the case if you buy all 3.
Oh, those are so good. I have True Strike, and I can cast True Strike and shoot an arrow up something's ass in 1 round. Probably illegal.
Maybe. It's definitely not specific to demon or devil, but they describe them as demon hunting, though. They did not say devil hunting.
Yeah, and they're not like axiomatic or whatever it is. Like,
No.
yeah. I'm a fairy, so I don't manage my money.
I think everyone at this point of the adventure is pretty poor.
Well, this is like Capra was supposed to be saving money to go get like flaming put on his bow.
Yep.
But I think this is better than flaming. Just having a couple of these screw you plus 46 damage arrows in the tank. Just go away all the DR, boom. Boom, shakalaka kind of arrow.
Okay, they say that they haven't sold any of these, obviously, and
Okay, so I'm gonna take 2 of them, and then I'll come back and take the other one later.
okay.
So keep the case for me when I get the third one.
But they agree with that.
All right.
1280. So I'm now broke. I spent 1,285 gold pieces in total.
1,285. Okay, I'm just going to add a new shop to. This is the Jade Market.
2 by +1. Holy, Bane, Evil Outsider, Jade, Arrow. Oh, those are so good. Those are like, oh, those are good.
So in the foreign market, there's the Jade Carver's Alley, and they sell jade things. And you've spent how much? 1,280.
Too much. plus a 40 gold piece bribe if that's being included.
Yep, I will.
Oh man, I just dumped 1,200 gold pieces on
I've
2
been
arrows.
listening while my son's crying. I'm like, don't worry.
It's normal. Ha ha ha.
It was funny. I pulled it out. He's like, "Ah!" He said, "Put it back in." I'm like, I can't put it back in.
Is Mister with you or not?
No, Mister wasn't with us at the start of this.
Okay. And then you guys are going to head to the Shaman's Cave. All right, the Shaman's Cave. It is a cramped looking shop. It has lots of bottles and weird figurines and things in the thick lead glass windows of the shop. There's a strange colored smoke pouring out of the chimney of the shop itself. It is stuck between 2 other buildings. You see all sorts of how shall we say, spell components, organic in nature, that are drying out on the front porch of the shop. Like some alchemically treated bat wings and some frog skins and...
Oh, there must be somebody makes potions here.
There's a kid with a stick that looks like he's guarding the front of the front entrance to the shop. It's a hobgoblin kid. He looked like he was poking into a big freshwater barrel with a stick.
He turns around. Hey, what do you want?
We are here to speak with the shaman.
He puts the stick behind him like it's a lordly rod, and he kind of marches in front of the door. There will be no stealing of any kind. No sticky fingers.
Sonny looks at the Duke.
You break it, you buy it. Kind of the stick waving dangerously close to Sonny is resting on his chest. Slake steps forward and growls. Ah, no funny business! And he goes running off. You see him running
I
down
like
the
the
street.
kid.
He kind of falls a little bit because he's like turning back and running, and he fell, skidded his knee, and he's slow to get up, and then he goes running some more.
All right.
Right,
No,
so let's
you
not
heard the
all,
boy.
let's not all go in there.
But let's not send the old man in there by himself, just in case this is, like creepy doll thing again.
All right, Cog. Agony. I want to go into the shop. No, they're drying wings. Last thing we'll want is this. Shaman probably will want to grind up your wings and snort them. You're staying out here, Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Kev or Cog, which one?
Kev.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys run into trouble, give us the code word, which I think is we're in trouble, or just general sounds of violence.
We'll try
Okay.
not to disturb this shop.
Okay. But I mean, if there's a bunch of dolls and they start coming to life, all like then you just go
Alright.
so we know.
Is there going to be a line, or are we like can I cast message on them, and or there's going to be closed doors and stuff, right?
Well, there is a door that does have like a window in the door. You're not sure how
Okay.
that will.
I'll try it anyways. He'll cast message on Capra.
La 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 la.
It's me again. He's even coughing in the message.
I hear you. I'm in the wrong map.
Conversation, baby.
Oh, it's a conversation? Okay, sorry. I'm at Runeright Hall for some reason. I'm like, huh. All right. All right. In we go.
Okay. The shop is crammed full of weird ointments, alchemical things, dried this and that, stuff that traditionally isn't in any of your diets. Seems to be sold in small vials to bulk containers in here. Dried horn of this creature and tinctures of all types. It's very cramped. You have to go almost single file. There is an old hobgoblin that is smoking a very long end to a pipe that is just eyeing you from behind a tall counter. There are all sorts of smaller bottles and obviously more valuable things.
That is such a cool token.
His forehead horns have protruded greatly, and he's smoking from a pipe, and he's got a very thin, wispy beard, the last bit of strength of his manhood. He's skinny. His eyes, though, betray a keen wit and perhaps a good eye for thieves. At this point, I'm going to roll a perception check.
Cool.
Look at Sonny's perception. Holy crap.
Sonny's perception is really good. He is an old man druid with high wisdom and maxed out perception.
All right, well, Das, Sonny, you see that in a little corner where there's lots of knickknacks and little things and statues, you actually see the red jade statue behind the man, behind the counter.
Huh.
And I will get the token of what the statue looks like. It looks like the red figurine, but it's crafted to kind of look left as opposed to look right.
It's left shark as opposed to right shark.
I believe you're they call you the shaman, if I'm correct.
He just kind of chuckles / coughs from his pipe smoke. Very astute of you. Very astute.
I am looking for that pair of figurines. He points to the stone wolf that's behind him.
Oh, he glances off to the side, but he doesn't have to look at it. He takes a long drag from his pipe, and then sort of he starts sending out little smoke rings. One of the rings goes racing through the larger smoke ring, and then a arrow, like an actual looking like arrow, goes through the both smoke rings and sort of puff into Agony's face. Agony's nostrils just flare a little bit. He doesn't.
Kevin's like, oh wow, yeah.
Curious. Why would you be looking for this particular device?
I suppose this is the point where being truthful would matter. A friend of ours has had an item stolen from her, and the person who stole the item is laying a trap for us. They should have contacted you and should have requested you lead us to some sort of grisly demise.
If this is some sort of trick for me to give up the second statue, it will not work.
His fingernails are long, like going Guinness World Records kind of long. They're
like
so
the
long
curly...
they've curved a little bit, and they're on their second curl.
Ugh.
Nasty.
Dear.
For whatever reason, he didn't curl his thumbs, and they're really sharp.
Snorting coke. I assure you, this is no trick, although I understand that if I was wrong in the pretense, it would seem absurd. Were you contacted by a wizard with a googly eye? A diviner? Infamous?
His eyes just narrow.
Kevin's thinking he's not gonna detect his mind because he seems a bit more high level than us, and he could probably fuck us up.
No.
Okay.
We're trying the forward approach.
Yep. The price tag on the figurine that is there is 17,000 gold pieces.
Huh.
Could just smash it.
You're not too
Are
sure
you
if that was
flake?
for the pair or if it was for just the one, but
So if we were to... I understand that this was a tithe given from some of the craftsmen in the village. It appears that taxes were mighty high, or there's some form of inflation.
okay, he's now like emptying the pipe. He's just listening to you. This is a cool cucumber.
Mhm.
He is letting you do a bunch of talking. He's not really saying much himself. He obviously doesn't trust you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's look at. Let's actually appraise this thing.
I'm going to detect magic on the thing and attempt to identify it from here.
Okay, he
I'm
gives
not
you
gonna touch it.
he
Just
gives you a
appraise
look
for it.
like you're casting magic, but he tensed for a moment, and you saw one of his hands slipped underneath the counter. It's
Mhm.
resting at something at his hip. You can't tell, like he's still sitting.
At this point, I'm assuming he's got like a giant Acme style cannon pointed this way, like
Big hammer.
20 foot long.
With your detect magic, you could angle it to get a bit of magic from where he's sitting, or if you're trying to avoid him.
I'm trying to avoid. I'm being
Okay.
polite.
Yep. He's watching Sunny very carefully. He glances a couple of times over at Agony. He's really not really paying much attention to the shaggy man that you brought into his shop. Yeah, give me a spellcraft check.
22.
Ooh.
That price tag. I don't think I succeeded. Unless it's got a really low caster level for the item.
Yeah, for some reason these say varies and then don't give me the specifics. That's fucking stupid.
What circle of spell would it be? Is it replicating? Would probably be how it.
That's what I'm going to look up.
That creature is a red level creature.
Oh, this would be DC 26.
Okay.
You do get the type of magic that is off it, however. It
Conjuration?
is no transmutation.
Transmutation? Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Have you learned what you came here to learn? Certainly. If this is some sort of trick, it's not going to work.
We were expecting either this building to be a trap or for you to send us on our way to a trap.
Are you here to return the creature's companion?
Well, we will be retrieving the creature's companion.
Or are you here to purchase the other half? Given
Between
that
the
I
two,
was given that I was never provided the funds for the first half, the second half will carry the price of the two.
What happened to the first half?
He smiles.
More tithing? Or was it stolen?
His eyes narrow a little bit as he's scrutinizing Sunny.
I will await then for my merchandise to be returned to me.
Sonny looks back at him somewhat blankly.
Yep.
Adam is going, it said a neutral encounter, didn't it? That's what Adam's thinking.
You can meta all you want.
Tell me, can you tell me more about, like, we're just told to find it, and we were kind of worried someone's gonna try to kill us again. So, like, how long have you had that?
I'm just talking crap on a diplomacy with him to just. I'm not lying, and not bluffing him or anything. Just want a diplomacy that we are not here to harm him and actually telling the truth.
Okay, so you're trying to affect his attitude towards you.
Yes.
Sunny can give me a roll to aid because Sunny was honest and forthright. Agony is not being threatening. He's put up with the rude behavior.
You probably have a better diplomacy than I do.
Agony has no ranks in diplomacy. He will add the 4. He will roll the 4. Yeah, he aids. Plus 4 to your roll.
You're in a lot of danger.
That we understand.
Yeah. They. Yeah. We know.
You are right about something. But it seems that you're rather naive, or stupid, or just unlucky.
Nothing prevents us from being all three.
True, they are.
It's likely all three.
They are not mutually exclusive, are they?
No. In fact, one could argue that they tend to come together in pairs.
You have 3 nights to return my merchandise, or I will make a complaint, and you will not like who shows up at your doorstep.
Okay.
So it appears the claim is being made that we were responsible for the stealing of your statue, is what it sounds like.
Why would you want the other half, if with the first half it is useless?
Interesting. We don't want the other half, but we understand why we were given this clue.
I want to know who's coming to show up.
If you are sending the night sheriff towards us, I assure you that it will end badly for him. We would prefer for this to be mutually calm.
3 days. No more, no less. Come at night.
Wait, I'm sorry, but this kind of feels like a trap. Again, like right.
Yeah, correct. We found the trap. The trap was someone else stole the item, and they are trying to create a war between gangs and districts.
Sonny, oh, smart.
I pride myself in being wise to this sort of thing.
You could also purchase it, and therefore I would not be at a loss.
Well, this isn't the first time a obnoxious shop owner has threatened us. Not in fact, it's only the first time in the last 24 hours.
He's not that obnoxious. Come on now.
Somewhat obnoxious.
No, but look, he's very forthcoming, honest. You don't have anything from my throat, would you?
I would again. We cannot guarantee anything about a time to return an item, and if we did return the item, I would assume there would be a reward for said item, as we had nothing to do with its disappearance.
It is not what I was told.
And if it is threats that you wish to bandy about, then, well, see your man in 3 days, I suppose is what Dugan would say.
He just empties his pipe because he's down to the ashes with that cough, and
so be it.
Good day.
It was nice meeting you there, shaman man.
Okay, he's hopping down from his little bench and he's tootling around behind. He's ignoring you guys now.
Yeah.
These fucking horns.
I believe no one's allowed to mock my eyebrows ever again.
Oh, did somebody make fun of your eyebrows again?
No, we have been framed for the theft of an item.
Well, you can't. Of course, we're going to be framed for everything. Everyone blames the Fae.
No, the specifically it would be us. What do we call the Steel Rose something or others?
Steel Rose Watch, not a game. Watch.
Yes, well, the local gang believes that we've stolen some tithing that was taken from the market, and he's grumpy and wants a rather exorbitant fee.
Who went and told him a thing like that?
I would assume a wizard with a googly eye.
Oh, I have to teach that wizard lesson. Poke out his googly eye and take his spell books and burn them. That's right.
Not burn them. Take
Well,
his spell books, yes, but burn them, no.
I wonder what colors burning spell books make.
Depends on the magic held within the page.
Oh. So the more colorful, the more magic you're destroying. I got it.
Brightness, maybe, but the color would be type of magic. Black, white, green, yellow.
Let there be rainbows then, yes? Like,
Time to burn some books.
What? So we should.
Did he make fun of your eyebrows?
No.
Oh no, you should have seen his eyebrows are all over. Whoa.
So you had an eyebrow cousin.
More like a grandpappy.
Oh wait, you said that it's a shopkeeper that's demanding shite, right? Well, just rob him blind and teach him a lesson. Matt, how's it going?
Perhaps that is one.
Thanks for the sub, man.
hey,
It's a Matt.
That is one way of dealing with this. I would much rather.
Wait, what specifically did he say? Did he say he's already told the gang that we stole it? Or he's threatening us to tell the gang that he stole it?
Oh no, he said
He's threatening.
3 days, or was it 4? Shit.
3 days.
Alright, so we come back here in 2, take him out, and nobody's the wiser. Got it.
He's the. Weren't you paying attention at the Jade place? He's the front for the local gang.
Right, and have to come to the Fae to sell their goods if they. Yes, I'm starting to see a plan here. Stukin.
Why is my sphincter all of a sudden closing up? Anybody else feeling that?
Right, so 2 days. We've got 2 days before we're going to do a little. No, we're not. He was a nice eyebrow man. You weren't in there. You didn't see how nice he was. Agony, Kev, and Sonny. If they're disturbed, then we're disturbed.
No, I think you were disturbed. I mean, landlord and everyone, but
We should truly determine what we're dealing with. Can we do it now? Gather information for this the night sheriff.
Sure.
What is the night? Okay, see if this night sheriff guy is anything less than CR13, fuck him. Like that's
All right, so you're
Kinda,
just walking up to
kinda,
random
yeah.
people and asking about the night sheriff.
well, or like what are the rumors on the night sheriff? Have you heard this
Yeah.
night sheriff guy? Oh, this new guy. Oh, is he such a badass? What do you know about him? Oh, you know. Oh, he rides a sheriff through the streets.
Is it Sonny doing the lead on this or what?
If no one else is going to, Sonny will, because he's the one who he's
I'm
trying
gonna
to.
let the homeless guy do it.
he's like, hey, what's the deal with this?
Okay, you walked up to some people that when you mentioned it just turned around, walked inside, and shut their door. You've got people like hurrying away from you when you mention that person's name. Eventually, you do get people ask.
Sheriff of the night.
Yeah.
Like what I was trying to.
Sure, give
Another way
me
of doing it.
give
Another
me
way of doing it.
your diplomacy check and then a D4.
Sonny auto aids, Capra auto aids.
I think Dugan and Didi also aid.
So +2 each. Okay.
Yeah, Didi auto aids and Dugan did spend ranks in diplomacy, I think. Yep, he auto aids as well.
30.
Okay, so what are you're asking about him? Like, what is he?
Yeah, what the like? Is the guy with the black coat, or is it like a big monster thing, or is it a wizard?
Wizard.
Wizard.
Night Sheriff, and you also get some people call him the Night Watchman, but it's the same thing. You understand that the Night Sheriff is a title that is given to an individual
by the menace, and it's the purview and right of the night sheriff to keep the streets clear, safe, or like open season. It depends on the nature of the night sheriff.
Mhm.
The current night sheriff is a hobgoblin of great strength that terrorizes anyone who's out after dark with a great fiery axe and has a pack of foo wolves.
Knowledge. The fuck is a foo wolf?
Sure.
Nature?
Mm,
Maybe?
nature.
Nature. All right. 35.
It's the fell foo wolves. So it is the hellish version of this template.
Foo wolf. Okay, so they're like. Oh, those are weird. Those are cool.
And you get the sense that the dogs are really big, like they're horse-sized dogs.
Big gargoyle direwolf things.
Shit, son.
Okay.
So it is an individual. They don't know where it lives, but he comes out at night to terrorize the neighborhood, and he collects taxes that way. He doesn't go into people's homes. He doesn't damage shops. He picks on people who shouldn't be out.
It's a fucking menace. What that? You serious? Put up with that shit?
Apparently, the menace picks the guy. It's like a vaunted position in their gang. Like you get to be the night sheriff and go run amok.
Oh my god!
And people were really reluctant to talk about it, and they're like, "You shouldn't be out after night." And
There's gotta be at least 450 of the gods who are like, fuck this guy. Of 1,001, like almost half.
fiend foo.
Foo foo. Does he have any authority outside of this district aside from just might makes right? Would be the only thing he's got.
Might makes right, and there's enough hobgoblins here that allow this shit to happen. That if they want to terrorize their own neighborhood, then sure. You're pretty sure that people who piss off the menace, then they have this guy to call upon. But
We need to.
Hey, I vote.
and apparently, the shopkeeper threatened you with.
I will send a menace after you.
I was promised that you guys would pay me back or give me back my shit. You guys are acting all innocent. All right, you guys look like you're just in under your heads, but I was promised my shit. I want my shit, or I'm going to tell the night watchman.
Right.
Yeah, is basically what happened.
So Sonny's version is here's the problem. What's the solution?
Yep.
Capra's version is here's the problem. What the fuck is that? Kill it. Like that's Capra's interpretation of events.
I'm sure there's just a misunderstanding. He might be a good guy, like the Watch, like neighborhood watch, but at night.
What? When they talk about us, they're not supposed to go with their horses, cows, and close the doors and be like, if you're out after dark, the headhunter gets you. I don't know. So, if they got this guy who's out there doing just like demoning up the streets at night with his little food demons, horrible little beastie monster things, then I don't know. I think it's a menace. I think it's
disturbing the peace. I think that as the steel the watch of the Steel Rose, that it is our opportunity to help the district of our neighbor district to remove this menace. I mean,
Yeah, all right. Fuck it, I'm in.
I've got no issues with having a mega, like, we are interpreting him in a very specific way. That doesn't mean he's a chaotic evil thing at night. He can be a very lawful evil.
Yeah, he doesn't go in shops. He doesn't bug people
enforcer.
indoors.
He's got rules.
Yep, there's this weird set of rules.
Follow the rules. Here's the rules. Very clear.
That's not to say that he won't show up with 40 other hobgoblins and it's all the Night Watch, right?
Yep.
It's a way for them to train. It's a way for them to extort taxes from a place in a manner that the Imperium wouldn't otherwise allow. Like, who knows?
Yep.
It's a way to get rid of people.
Yep.
You banish them out in the streets at night, and then this guy gets to play fucking war on the people that got banished.
War on the streets.
There's all sorts of.
There's a whole civic is developed around that concept.
Yep.
I got no concerns aside from
the what you
the
gather
urge to mess with it.
What you gather is you've never heard of him outside of your own neighborhood, but in this neighborhood, everyone knows who he is, and it's not just the position. This particular night watchman, is bad news.
Which means that this particular night watchman maybe needs to disappear. I don't know. Capra thinks it's for, well, we could relocate or domesticate or exterminate.
Anyway, you've got my raven's beak and my claws. I'm not going to give in to some hobgoblin.
I mean, hey, think of the precedent. If we have to take this shit from Granamir because he's our neighbor, and then other shopkeepers are going to do the same thing, that's bullshit. Think of the bullshit.
I think Granamir is just being a poopy pants.
You're using my words now, Anthony.
Yes, you Fae rub off on my vocabulary.
Rub off.
This man, however, seemed a little more serious. I think we were set up, though.
Oh, Wither's making a very good point. Before we go and just whack one of the leading members of another district, checking with the Briars first and going, so if we were to accidentally behead this guy.
Look at you guys.
He'll accidentally to slip and have his head fall off.
Because if we don't ask first, no matter what, it was bad. If we ask first, it might be good.
So if they come into our neighborhood and swinging their big fiery axe around, then we're going to take them out, because that's what's going to happen. If we have to come back here, maybe we should do it on the sly.
Or maybe we should check to see if his photos are permitted.
We didn't steal. Maybe if we get to the eye back, we could also get the statue back and return it to this merchant, says Amadeus.
The problem with this is, normally, the sale of magical goods is a sale. We did not steal. If we retrieve the item, then we should be recompensed for our efforts, should we not?
Yes, but we also get out of this unfortunate circumstance.
The circumstance of that shopkeeper's created.
No, I don't think the shopkeepers created it. I think the googly-eyed wizard did.
We will...
We're going to take it out of the googly-eyed wizard. That part is...
Yes, we should take it out on the googly-eyed wizard, who is the source of the problem. This shopkeeper is not.
We'll see if the googly-eyed wizard has an extra... How much was the sticker said? Holy shit! You know the kind of heroes I can get with that? sorts of arrows. For every sort of.
Capper.
Hmm?
Lots of arrows. Sparkly ones.
You should be saving your money for a bow, says Agony.
Or, but there's demons. What if there's a demon?
We've been put in a bad spot, but it does not mean we have to act like animals to get out of it, says Amadeus. The lawful good guy in the party is...
saying you should do a gooder thing.
Yep.
The two neutral guy and the chaotic neutral guy are kind of like,
Let me go in there and talk to the shopkeeper. We'll,
no,
It's
no,
like
no.
Jingles, the burgeoning pouch that he keeps teeth in. We'll get to the bottom of it.
No. Our positions are understood. We wouldn't want, let's be perfectly honest, we wouldn't want the night sheriff to know more about you than he already does, because I expect you to be a very pleasant surprise for a brute with an axe.
The shopkeep did have some nice things in there, says Agony.
Oh, he did very, very well stocked shop.
I wonder what that mask did. There was just a mask in there. That was neat looking.
It was a very interesting creation. I suspect it was spooky. That, or I mean, it did have a bit of a dragonish visage to it. Perhaps it mimicked a dragon's breath.
You turn one of the dragons into a unicorn.
The Dracacorn.
My little dragon!
My little dragon.
It's a dragon.
So, if this guy comes in and does to be swinging his big old flaming axe around and being like, I'm going to have my dogs poop all over your district,
Right. So, where does that get us? 3 nights we're going to have to deal with this night watchman. We could always track this asshole down beforehand and try to attack him.
Preemptive attack on this point.
Hobgoblins are social creatures. Where there's one, there will be many, says Amadeus.
I'm fairly certain that here's my thought. We were worried about what the trap was going to be. The trap is now we have to go get the thing, or else we get attacked by these guys. We can go get the thing. What we do after that point is completely another conversation.
Alright, so are we killing?
Well, we should start planning to get the eyeball back.
Just the honest answer here. Just an honest question.
Sonny's going to try to look through the third eye.
Okay. The eye that Covenant 1 has, or the eye that...
The other one.
Okay, yeah.
The missing one.
No, it's still in a dark spot. You could sense you can move it around, but...
We'll check the other one just to see that Covenant 1's okay.
Yeah, you actually catch... You're like looking at Covenant 1's head, and you're getting a bird's eye view of her putting her eyeball back into her socket.
Fine, we're done.
Okay.
All right. We will... I think we go back and plan our evil machinations to... Is there any prep we need to do? Before... And at what time would we like to try to engage our foes?
Right. Well, if they're not tucking the thing out, I might not be able to steal it unless it's just covered in a box. Might be able to do it that way, but preferably during the day, although some of us do see at night.
There.
I don't see too
Oh,
well
but-
at night, and I don't think Sunny does. And
Cog, do you have low light or dark?
Dark. My guys have dark vision.
Okay, so I think the dark vision crew outnumbers the...
The Dork crew.
Yeah, there's only 2 of you, I think, that need light. Oh, Capra.
The vital component in the how do you pop the giant eyeball monster crew does not have dark vision.
Right, we probably should go in the day. Basically, I rolled 2 hours for that, and then an hour wandering around, and another hour. So it's like 2, 3 in the afternoon.
We could go do it today.
Good.
All right. I suppose we first should check to see if they're still in that warehouse. The question being, well, here's the problem that we have. Do we use magic to see if we are being spied upon at this point in time, which will allow us to know whether or not we are being viewed? The spying uses a spell base that would require the sensor to return back to the caster before they collect the information, at least if it's used in the normal fashion. Therefore, what were we talking about again?
Right. So what we do is we get to the close vicinity of the place, and then we go into the sewers, and we close the door right behind us, just in case one of those eyeballs tries to fly in. And we attack the eyeball, and then we've got a short period of time, maybe, before we attack it. Or we just go into the alley and we check around to make sure there's no eyeball. If there's an eyeball, then, I don't know, we make a different decision.
Yes, although...
Could I say eyeball one more time? Eyeball.
It will use up precious spells. Yes? The divination spells allow us to see the eyeballs.
Right.
Well, I could actually create a potion that will, Capra, I can give it to you. That'll let you see the invisible eyes.
That would help. Because I got the hand thing, but it lets me do it once. And then, so if I do it the one time, then I can do it.
Potions. But you're being able to see the invisible creatures would be quite useful. So.
We should also fight during the day, just in case there's any sort of way of the hobgoblins letting each other know that we are doing our thing.
Yeah.
It's a stretch, but we wouldn't want to have to fight the night watchmen at the same time as we're fighting.
Or if they show up, the hobgoblins might not be fairies, but they should be at least doing something close to the degree of the Fey Lords. They shouldn't be running around all playing an army and stuff in the middle of the streets. What do you think they are? Humans?
Right, no armies. Neighborhood watches, however, that's perfectly fine. Army.
Yeah, army. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's just head that way.
Okay, you head to the vicinity of where you found that kind of empty warehouse building. How close to the building you're going? Are you going to camp out in that same alleyway that you did before, a couple hundred feet away, or?
I think, yeah, we'll go to that alleyway a couple hundred feet away.
Okay. This was in... I actually have a map for it now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you kidding me? Did it not save? Nope, it's there. Okay. I will move the tokens from conversation to a map called South Harbor Town Empty Warehouse.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
Also, this is good, yeah.
The South Harbor Town Empty Warehouse. Okay. Empty warehouse. I think we're gonna. So this is the target of what we saw.
All right, I'll describe what we're seeing here after I share the map with a see on screen. All right, so we described a street that was that had a grade to it. There is a door.
Okay.
That is 10 feet below where there is a walkway around the side of the building, which is 10 feet above.
Okay.
This building is kind of sunken into relative to this gray walkway that runs around the back of the building. There's a door along the side, and the room that you saw the cart in, I will expose and just move some tokens around, is here. And it even has the windows with the light
Boarded up.
pouring in,
Yep.
and the merchant cart's kind of in the middle.
Perfect.
That's what you last saw, and then maybe a door off to the side. So you guys are coming from down the street.
So.
And the street has an incline, like it kind of goes up to the level walkway along that side. So you're kind of coming up the hill.
Okay, let me check to see how long it takes to cast a locate object spell. I think it's a standard.
There's another fortune point being thrown at him.
Cool. How fortunate. Dunk. We're about to drop bombs on these people, so they would be used effectively.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna start with a locate object spell.
Okay.
I am trying to locate. I won't locate the voodoo doll. I will locate the periapt. The periapt that was what we used last time. The phylactery, sorry.
Okay. And the range is like 400 feet plus 40 feet per level.
Yep.
And you get direction.
I get direction.
Okay, it is in the direction of the empty warehouse.
Okay, I'm going to move like 20 feet back and forth just to go. Yep, that's where it is.
It's in the half of the building where the merchant cart is.
Perfect. He's going to give the nod to. He's going to give the nod to Capra.
Okay.
Capra's going to cast a sea of visibility.
And you're going to do a search.
And Sonny's going to cast his sea of visibility.
Okay.
And we're looking for the fucking eyeballs.
All right. Are you okay? You're in an alleyway right now. You can't see the building from where you are. Are you going to just move out into the street and have a look at the building, or are you going to sneak
Well,
up
first
on
we're
it,
going to check the alley. Like we're going to
Okay.
take a couple minutes to source out the eyeballs.
Okay. Capra and Sunny. All right. You're pretty sure. Well, give me a second. One is bad. No, you don't see anything in the alleyway. You guys have even looked inside of like trash cans and kind of boxes, and you scared a couple of cats, and
Okay.
they go running off.
We'll take a quick peek over at the warehouse to see if we see any eyeballs floating above it.
Okay. All right. Define quick peek. Are you trying to?
From a stealth position.
Got it. All right.
While stealthing,
are you also see invisibility, Ahmed? I didn't hear you say that.
No, I only gave it to Capra.
Okay.
Oh, you gave him a potion of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so he drank the potion, or he'll drink the potion because it's easier to activate the magic.
All right. Give me 2d20 rolls. First one's Capra. Second one's Sunny. This is your stealth check.
Okay. Capra, very hidden. Sunny, we're going to use our first luck roll.
Okay, you're going to burn one of the fortune
I will burn,
or one of the hero points.
I will. Ooh. Do I have a hero point? I thought I just had a fortune.
I think hero points were granted earlier, or is it just fortune? I forget. No, I only have fortunes down. Okay.
I have 2 fortunes. Sunny will use a fortune because he needs distance and help here. So 10 plus distance.
Okay. Sunny and Capra kind of like Capra sneaking along the side of the building, and he takes a look. Sunny wanders out into the street a little bit and then walks. You actually see not one, not two, but 3 of those